This leads right into our next topic, our final topic, perfectly. Let's talk about saturation, shall we? Because as much as there's a couple things that bullet points that I want to allude to with this. Specifically, I was thinking Marvel TV saturation, because saturation overall for superhero movies is probably easier to feel today than it ever has been. There's just so many coming out all over the place. Marvel, I would have thought by now, if you would ask me a couple of years ago, if I would have thought they would still be going this strong and their box offices still be going as big as they've been going, I would have thought at some point they would have had a diminishing return and people just kind of get bored of it. But they keep hitting it out they keep hitting it out of the park with the stories every time that gets you in and still gets you excited to see the next one. They've managed to, stay that saturation feel, at least, from my perspective. Like, I don't get, when I think about Thor, Spider-Man Homecoming, and Avengers Infinity War coming out, you know what I don't think at all? More. Like, at all. Yeah. At all. Marvel TV, I definitely feel that. And don't get me wrong, this stuff is great. Jessica Jones on Netflix, fucking awesome.
Daredevil's great.
Yeah. And a different total tone. The fact that they can do that, you can do that, Marvel. You can do a total different tone, and it's okay, and it's in a different format. It's a binge show. Daredevil was great. I didn't see season. Here's a perfect example. I haven't seen Daredevil season 2. I love season 1. Season 2's been out for how long? And I just have no. Really, when I think about watching season 2, I know it's good, but I think, how many episodes?
Season 2 is even better.
Is it?
Luke Cage is good.
I'm sure it was. I loved him in Jessica Jones.
I'm excited. Yeah, I'm kind of excited to see Iron Fist.
And so the trailer for Iron Fist looked great. And then apparently they're all going to come together and be what they call the Defenders. Is that right?
The Defenders.
How many team up groups can there possibly be in Marvel? It's like, don't get me wrong, they're clearly doing it well, and this is awesome. Maybe it's just because a TV series has so many more episodes, and the fact that now you can binge watch them. When I think about Jessica Jones, which again I loved, or Daredevil season 2, haven't seen yet. I haven't watched Luke Cage yet, but I loved him in Jessica Jones. I haven't seen, is Iron Fist, is that out on Netflix yet? It's not out yet.
Not yet.
Coming out soon. Maybe one of the things that's going through my mind is, well, what is it? 20 some episodes, and they're like an hour each.
Something like that.
Or 18, whatever it is. But that's a lot of. A movie is an hour and a half, 2 hours. Yeah. So that might be part of it. But then I started to really branch out and think about all, if you even get outside of the Marvel box, because there's more Marvel stuff too. There's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. There was Agent Carter. I still love Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I like that they keep changing it up season by season. I love the show. I love how it still is always tying in real time to the Marvel movie that's coming out. They tied into Thor. They just tied into Doctor Strange. I love that.
I think Agent Carter suffered from the fact there was only one episode a week. I think that show would have been more successful.
Yeah, but Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.'s
Netflix.
only been one episode a week.
I think it's just a different format.
It's the same as, it was even the same time frame it picked up for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. when they were on hiatus. So they did the exact same time frame that S.H.I.E.L.D. has done for a couple of years. Well, I just think that it just
But Agent Carter was also set back in the past.
Right. Yeah.
I don't think that they got enough references into future events in Agent Carter.
I would agree with that. I definitely, I liked Agent Carter. I thought it was done well. I love seeing Haley Atwell play that character. I liked it. I want it to keep going, but if I know that show is on, or Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., if for some reason, I don't know why I had to pick, I'd want to watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I just like the modern tech, in line with what's going on now. You're right, that past aspect just isn't as appealing, which is almost hurts to say because the show was really good. It really was. And some of the stuff did tie into stuff that happens later in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and the Marvel Universe. But, yeah, that old look where women don't have the right to vote yet. And I get it. It's kind of a period piece in the Marvel stuff, but it wasn't as fun. But anyway, if you take all these Marvel shows, and even if you broaden out from there, all the DC shows, my God, there's Arrow, Supergirl, The Flash, Legends of Tomorrow. Now there's an X-Men show called Legion, which I don't even know how the hell that fits into a universe, or it's really weird and different. There's a new X-Men show in addition to that one that apparently I don't know which timeline this fits into, but it fits into not the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but the X-Men Cinematic Universe.
Fox Cinematic Universe.
That Fox owns, that Bryan Singer's even doing the pilot for. And we got Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Daredevil and Jessica Jones and Luke Cage. We're about to get Iron Fist. Then we're going to get the Warriors.
And to get Moon Knight.
Yeah, it's just the more I think about the TV shows, I don't have the same excitement that I have for the movies. Now, obviously, TV show versus movie, fine, but I think it's just because of there's so much content that it can just feel a little overwhelming, almost burdensome, so many episodes. I just think, I mean, that's, the whole term of saturation there, but I'm curious how many other people feel this way, because clearly they wouldn't continue to they wouldn't be adding more shows if this wasn't working and a lot of people were watching them. So I'm just curious, do you feel the same level of saturation, or I don't know. How do you feel about this?
I feel like it is getting a little oversaturated. The more I think about the future of it, they're going to have to start eliminating some of these shows, because the more people they bring out, and you're right, not everybody's going to have that appeal to Moon Knight. Everybody's not going to have that appeal to the Iron Fist. Especially since there's so much other competition in the market, even your own competition by previous things you've done.
Yeah. But
I mean, binge watching is the new thing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even more so than cable television programming. Binge watching is it.
What's kind of cool is with this new format of having that Marvel TV, I should say, Marvel TV can just go right to Netflix and give us this high quality stuff like Jessica Jones and Daredevil. They don't have to keep making more and more seasons of this. They could just do 2 seasons of Daredevil. Call it good there. That's awesome. Maybe a couple seasons of Jessica Jones, maybe 1 of Luke Cage, 1 of Iron Fist. Then you do 2 seasons of what's it called? The Defenders. Yeah. And then you cut it off right there, if you choose to. What I love is that the seasons have been so good that if they wanted to be like standalone, you can almost call them long extended one-shots of comics, they could do that. They don't need to be series. Like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I hope keeps going for a long time to coexist with the movies as they continue to come out. But there's no reason that Daredevil, Luke Cage, all these movies can't be great and just be 1, 2, maybe 3 seasons and call it good.
Well, and that's just it. And I mean, I think in a way they're doing it right. They're not releasing everything at once.
Right.
And creating their own competition with themselves in that regard. I mean, Daredevil, the first season of Daredevil came out 2 or 3 years ago?
Right. A couple years ago.
And then Jessica Jones came out after that, and there was some time between there.
You're right.
Where the property had cooled off a little bit, then you get Jessica Jones. Then once Jessica Jones had concluded, then you get the second season of Daredevil. Then you got Luke Cage. Then you're going to get Iron Fist. Following Iron Fist, you're going to get the Defenders before you get another Daredevil or Jessica Jones.
You're right. Yeah, the more you think about it, based on what you just said, Marvel TV seems to have a pretty good idea of trying to keep their foot on the gas at the right amount that doesn't overdo it. You're right.
Now, I mean, with everything else and everybody else coming out with superhero properties, it is a saturated market.
Yeah.
But the benefit that Marvel has is they're still bringing out the superior product.
Not only that, but everything is in the same universe, if you don't count the Fox X-Men stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, which, how come they can do that so fucking well? Even across TV, which I know that the TV and the movie production, we've talked about it, aren't exactly, Kevin Feige's not exactly super thrilled about that. But
well, no, but at the same time, I'm sure that one person has the final decision in both.
Yeah.
I mean, Kevin Feige's still seeing what the television side's going to do, and if he doesn't agree with it, they're not doing it.
Right. Yep. So. And they don't hit you over the head with it. I remember even in Jessica Jones, they only allude to it a couple of times, like that one lady that was freaking out on Jessica saying, like when the aliens came out of the sky and the guy with the shield, and she goes, "That Boy Scout, I wasn't even there." I mean, they really just do it in small drabs that doesn't overdo it, thank God.
Yeah.
Whereas DC, again, maybe I shouldn't knock him for that. I was going to say, with Powerless, it's like every 30 seconds, Batman, Bruce Wayne.
That's the joke.
Yep. Hey, remember, Bruce Wayne owns this place. You know who Bruce Wayne is? Cool. Gotham. Which, it's comedy, it's for a different reason.
But I mean, to that same point, I mean, DC has success on television. They have
animated.
Gotham on Fox.
They have what?
Gotham on Fox is good.
Yeah, you're right. That's been better. And you're right with
Smallville was
Supergirl,
good.
The Flash. You're right. Their TV has
Supergirl,
been
Flash,
awesome.
Arrow.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, Legends of Tomorrow, still not a fan.
Yeah. The Flash is
Um,
still my favorite though. Man, they nailed that.
but I mean, they're doing it good there. But
I can't believe how quickly and how many ties in they've had. I mean, they didn't take their time with the Flash at all. They went in right into the Reverse Flash and Grodd and bringing in Jay Garrick, Flash from the Golden Age and stuff. Like they were really moving. I'm like Jesus. And then season 2, Flashpoint, or was that season 3? I don't know. The fact that they did this stuff, like they're not fucking around. They went into time travel and by the end of the first season. That is probably my favorite DC live action TV show that I've ever fucking seen is The Flash. I still love that one. I wish all of them were up to that.
but there's a lot of that, and then part of that is that the content already exists.
Yeah.
So all you're really doing is you're hiring writers to write episodes for things that already exist. They're not having to come up with original stuff.
Yeah, but they're twisting it and they are adding some of their new stuff. But don't me, I hear you that there's a big well that they can pull from. But then you could say that about anything. You could say that about any of the movies, and they've been shit.
Well, yeah.
I hear you.
I know, and I don't disagree with the movie part of it.
Right.
But I mean, I think look at like the Shield, or look at Shield, not the Shield. Sorry. This last season they brought in Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
Because they just recently acquired
Which
the rights.
I was not happy about that at first, and then I watched it, and goddamn,
it was
they
badass.
did awesome.
Yeah,
yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, I mean, as long as they keep doing stuff like that,
and it tied in really well with going into Doctor Strange about dimensions too. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, but as long as they keep doing things like that, I mean, they're acquiring rights, and as long as they kind of bring it in, that trickle that you like to talk about,
right?
I think you're going to have success in that. And I mean, they're not doing anything wrong with the Netflix stuff.
No, not at all. If anything, I would say
when you pull up your Netflix and you see all of that, it's overwhelming.
Mm-hmm.
But
no, you're right. I would say that the Marvel Netflix they've done has been done with such a level of care that find one that's not really good. It might not be your favorite show. You might not love it, but you have to agree they're done really fucking well.
There.
When I saw Daredevil and then Jessica Jones, and I'm like, was trying to explain it to somebody else. How do you explain when someone's used to seeing Marvel that are generally kind of the same tone as Star Wars is action adventure, but kind of fun family,
Yeah.
And then you have these Marvel movies where you're trying to explain to someone, yeah, but it's a little bit darker, but it's not like bad, gritty Batman dark. It's more like just, I don't even know how to explain it.
More like psychotic, Kilgrave kills people.
Yeah.
And
but like you believe it,
Kingpin smashes a guy's head with a door.
Zack Snyder keeps talking about, yeah, but our universe is like if this really happened in the real world. Really? Then you have Mayan gods with a giant light beam going, whatever, or I didn't believe any of that crap. It just seemed so ridiculous. And then you have Jessica Jones that has Kilgrave and really makes you think, God, what if someone did have that power in the real world? This is how bad it would be. He literally would say, go fuck yourself as a joke, and that guy would go kill himself. I mean, I know that's, like that is what would happen in the real world way more than anything we've seen in this DC extended universe with Batman v Superman. So I just think it's funny when they say, well, ours is like the real world. Shazam?
Yeah.
Okay. Should have left magic out.
We won't get into it, but.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think we both agree there's saturation, but I would agree. I think Marvel's handling it really fucking well. Even probably, and we can't be the first people to come up with this idea or talk about. There's a lot of shit out there with superheroes right now. But the more and more I think about it, even though I still have apprehensions about another season of something with 18-hour episodes, I don't have time for it. Man, I know if I did, they'd be really fucking good. And you're right, Marvel has not been overloading us with, now there's 4 seasons or 4 new shows, all Marvel. You're right, they've been doing it very slowly and meticulously. So that's kind of cool. Well, is there anything new coming out in Marvel TV that we should add to this that we don't know about? The last thing that we got to see was the trailer for Iron Fist, right? Which has the guy that plays Lawrence Tyrell from Game of Thrones, which you've been watching, as the main character of Iron Fist. And I know that there was some, I thought this before I read it, but they've been doing comparisons all over the internet since that trailer came out, because the trailer came out in Super Bowl, right? or around then. That's when I first saw it.
They had like a earlier trailer.
I didn't see it. It was around whenever it was. When he comes back, all I could think about is he goes back into his corporate or his parents' building. I've been gone for a long time, and then he learned martial arts or whatever. That's so Oliver Queen Arrow,
or Batman.
Yeah, but specifically, I mean, that's like on the head of Arrow, right? Yeah. He was gone on the island for 5 years, and then he comes back, and now he's a trained warrior, and he's still rich, but he can do this stuff on the side. But then I started thinking about it from the actor's perspective. If he starts getting, because you know how nasty people can be on the internet, that there are probably a whole bunch of people saying, "Oh, you fucking Arrow clone, you Arrow wannabe, yada yada yada." I've seen that on some sites. If you're gonna, what do you do in that situation? Because if that's the background of the character Iron Fist, I don't know anything about this character, or what his name is, or anything. But if that's the story, the backstory of this character, what the hell do you want them to do? Not honor it and completely change it because another show on DC has done something similar? I mean, what the fuck were they supposed to do? At least they did it. It looks like they did it well. Yeah,
what you do is you don't have him pick up a bow and arrow.
Is he using a bow and arrow? I don't remember that.
No.
Okay.
No. He has the power in his fist that he can.
What is Iron Fist about? So, do you know anything about this?
It's not a title I'm overly familiar with.
Well, again, Marvel's been hitting it out of the park with every one of these, not just movies but TV shows. So I'm sure it's going to be really good. And don't get me wrong, I liked Arrow. It's really changed over the years. First couple of years, it was almost more like a soap opera. Now it's action TV, superhero, adventure stuff. It's cool. Not my favorite show. In fact, I probably haven't watched the last 5 or 6 episodes. I like The Flash way better. I'd probably like Iron Fist more than Arrow. Who knows? I don't know how much more comic book talk we can cram into one of these episodes. We can see if there's anything else in the Google alerts, but I don't know. Anything else that you want to go over?
No.
I think we nerded it up.
Wrapped up, and then I can work on my Game of Thrones.
Oh, that's right. I think we nerded it up just right for the comic book people out there, too.
Oh, yeah.
We gave you nothing new because all we were doing is talking about stories from other sites on the internet, but it was our commentary that absolutely
if you wanted to hear our point of view.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, dude.
Let us hear your point of view.
Yeah. We'll have to do that reaction for season 2 either tomorrow or the next day. I want to do that while it's fresh in your mind too.
You mentioned Tyrell. That's all.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you are. What? Because you watched all of season 2, so yeah, you know who Tyrell.
I watched season 1 and season 2. He was in season 1.
He was in season 2.
He was. What's that?
Lawrence Martell, remember the one who was with Renly Baratheon. Lover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he was in season 1 too.
Right.
You found out he was gay in season 1.
Right.
And then in season 2, they were even joking about it when I don't want to get into it.
Save it for the Thrones talk, man.
Yes.
Cool. Well, ladies and gentlemen, what did you think of all of our comic book nerd talk? Are you saturated with comic book TV shows or superhero TV shows or anything else we've talked about so far? Let us know what we missed and what we talked about right and what we did not talk about right.
If there's something you want to hear us talk about, put it in the comments or
just be careful because
we're not without opinions.
As soon as you open up that can of worms, I start getting a whole bunch of messages. Do you know how many people have asked me to get reactions from you for every single episode? And it was cool. I'm like, hey, thanks.
We appreciate it. In the comments a few times.
Yeah, we just don't have the time to do. I mean, my God, we're putting up our Monday show and we're recording this Tuesday night. For last night Monday.
Because of illness, though.
Yeah, that's true. This has been Fractured Focus, episode number 12, the show where we obsess about everything from geek culture to nerd news, along with random topics for discussion. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Like, subscribe, share with your friends as we try to entertain you with our semi-witty banter and our incessant rambling. Remember, we post shows topic by topic Monday through Thursday, so like, subscribe, share with your friends. Until next time.
Winter is coming.
Winter is coming.